Hey everybody. I wanted to come on here for a few seconds and give my 2 cents about the Russell Brand scenario. Excuse me. I remember, I don't know, it was a few days ago uh, when I saw a video of it was his video of him trying to get ahead of the situation that was about to implode in his life. Sorry, the motorcycles love to come through when the weather gets good. I don't I don't follow Russell Brand, but every now and then his videos will pop up on my feed and I watch them, um and I don't adhere to everything that he says, but I do think he makes many valid points. Um so when I saw him speaking about the allegations and trying to get ahead of them, and then we do ultimately see this runaway train. It reminded me of this book. And I say that because, you know what, this is a book that I should have read years and years and years ago. Uh, and I didn't read it until I think it was a few years ago. Yeah, again, Kafka, The Trial. I read some of his short stories, but never, his longer pieces. Now, if you know anything about The Trial, uh, and I read it a few years ago, so I don't remember all the details, but the main point is that the main character, Joseph, I think his name is arrested one day, and he wants to know what he's being arrested for. What are the charges? And he's led away, and no one ever tells him. And then for the rest of the novel, he's trying to find out when the trial's going to take place. When will he hear his charges? Um, what his punishment will be. Meanwhile, his life turns into the punishment. It's a little bit different from what is going on with Russell Brand, only in the fact that it is almost the exact inverse. Okay? So with Russell Brand, he's been accused but not arrested. In the book, Joseph is arrested but never charged. Russell Brand has been accused but not arrested. It is the inverse, but the results are interesting because this book was written, I think, prior to 1925, and it is 2023. And it's so sad to me that we still do these things. So let me, before I go any further, say that if Russell Brand is found to be guilty of the allegations, and I don't know all of them, and to be honest, I don't think anybody that's speaking about it right now knows all of them because they haven't been made public, meaning the proper way is due process. He has to be charged, he has to be arrested, he has to go before the judicial system. I will say this: if he is guilty, of uh, the things that they say he's guilty of. If he has sexually assaulted people, uh, if he has done just the things that they say he's done, then he should obviously go to jail. However, that word that we use, that many people keep using at the beginning of their statements, is if. That's a conditional statement predicated on the fact that he has to be arrested. He has to be charged. um, I think that not giving somebody due process is wrong, and that we should question why the law is being deviated from. We have to ask ourselves, when throngs of people, uh, and what I mean by that is the mainstream media that he spoke out against. Uh, can't wait to jump on the story now. And then I think they said a member of parliament was asking various platforms to demonetize him. And you see, in a sense, just a mob style attack. Then you should ask yourself, well, where is the due process? Why are they deviating from the due process? And to whose benefit is this deviation? Who benefits from this deviation? Like I said, if he did something wrong, he should obviously pay for what it is that he's done. However, payment comes after proof. Payment comes after charges have been made and a jury has been picked, and testimony has been given, stories have been told, cross-examinations have taken place. What people are doing to him now, that is not due process. That's not even close to it. And what it is, shadows of shadows playing with somebody's life. I don't ever believe that it's another person's place to tell a victim of assault, of child abuse, of hate crimes, how their feelings should be validated. However, we've seen many cases from the Salem witch trials in the 1600s, I believe. Innocent women get hung. We've seen Emmett Till. What was that, in the 1950s? Emmett Till in the 1950s get lynched because a woman who, by the way, lived to old age without the government ever stepping in to bring charges on her, even after knowing that she instigated that murder. That was in the 1950s. The Salem witch trials in the 1600s. We have what was that? '89, was it? The Central Park jogger, that was the case. Where I believe it was 5 innocent black boys that had to serve time in their life for things that they didn't do. Then there was, more recently, Alice Sebold, the author. I read her book years ago, The Lovely Bones, and they turned it into a film. That author was a victim of assaults when she was young, and she couldn't pick out anybody out of a lineup. And the police at the time, I believe, had a suspect that was the wrong person. That man had to go serve 16 years of his life for an assault that he did not commit. So there are cases, plenty of them. I've only named a few, where people, men, are accused of doing things that they did not do at all. And they pay with their life. They pay with their life. They're economically ruined. The people around them suffer. And yes, I get it. This is all part of a punishment that happens, that maybe should happen, after we find out if that person actually did what they're accused of doing. To punish someone before we even know what it is that they did, before the victims can even come out and really speak about it without masking their face. That is not how we go about due process. That is something else. And I always say, or I think, when we see the inverse of things, when we see chaos and derailment and confusion, when things could go easily in a linear way because the laws have been set out to do that, even though we know that they don't work, and they don't work for a lot of people, and we know why in this country. But that aside, when we see things spidering out, that's something else entirely. Sorry, there's a bug here. And we should be careful with that. We should not jump to assumptions at all. We should not be taking away somebody's livelihood on an assumption. It's a shame. It's a shame, because some of the people that act this way, if you were to treat them like that, they couldn't hold up, not for a second. All right, bye-bye.